Hey, buddy. You want a hug? You feeling okay? Welcome, everybody, to a new Minecraft snapshot for 1.20. I'm a day late. Apologize for that. I'm going to break it into a couple videos. This first one here, we're going to focus on the Sniffer because it now has a full life cycle that we can go through. Stay tuned for the other video to check out the other stuff, but let's start off by looking at an underwater ruin. So this is an underwater ruin inside of a cold ocean, and it looks pretty similar to what you'd see before, except if you look closely, there is now some suspicious gravel. And if we take a brush and start to brush it off, it works just the same as suspicious sand. It is basically identical in functionality, except that you can find different things in different locations. So here in a cold ocean, you have some specific items that you can find. Likewise, in a warm ocean, if we go over to that, there's also some specific items that we can find. Here, we'll just brush off another one. There's a whole bunch of new pottery shards, and we'll get into a little bit more specifics in the other video, but here's a new one, the Mourner pottery shard. So in the warm ocean ruins, instead of sussy gravel, you'll find sussy sand, and you can go around and, you can brush it off with your brush and collect more of the different pottery shards. But one of the possible things that you can find in the warm ocean ruins is a sniffer egg, which does kind of go back to what they were saying inside of the Minecraft Live, the mob vote videos, that you'd be able to find the sniffer egg via archaeology, if I remember correctly. So we're going around and, we're brushing the different sussy sands around here, getting our different pottery shards and tools. But hopefully, if we can get lucky and find a particular one, we might be able to get a hold of a sniffer egg. Wait, oh, it's poking out there. Looks a little bit unique. I haven't seen that item before. What could that be? Is that a sniffer egg? Wow, totally happened by chance that I just happened to go to that one. But there we have a sniffer egg. So you can only find these inside of the warm ocean ruins, but this is now how you actually get a sniffer into your world. So back on land, we've got our sniffer egg, and now we're ready to hatch our own baby snifflet. That's the official term for a baby sniffer. So you can place this anywhere in the world, really. There's no real specific spawning criteria. So you can plop it down right there. But then you're thinking, oh, maybe I don't want to wait around 20 minutes, which is what it'll take on most every block in the world. I'd prefer for it to take about 10 minutes. You can actually just punch it with your fist, and it doesn't shatter. It's not like a turtle egg, that's why I have a silk touch pickaxe in my inventory. It's like, I'm gonna need silk touch for this, right? Nope, turns out you can punch it with your fist. And if you place it on moss instead, it'll have the hatching time to right about 10 minutes. This is what the egg looks like. And we can hatch our very own little dinosaur dog. So let's wait and see it hatch. Yeah, remember to go creative mode when doing a time lapse. And there we go. Now we've got our very own baby snifflet. Oh, what are you digging up? Are we gonna get one of the pods? Might be a pod. Or it's gonna be, yep, it's one of the pods. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. But if you want more, obviously, you're going to have to find your second egg once again inside of the warm ocean ruins. But once you've got two of them, and they've both grown up, then you can do the same thing that you were able to do in the last snapshot, where you can use the torchflower seeds in order to breed them together. Except, they don't just pop out a baby instantaneously, they just, as you would expect, because I guess they're reptiles, right? They pop out a new egg. So, now I had one, now I have two. And then you can repeat the process, putting it down on... You want to be a good big brother, don't you? Put it down on moss, or you can, put it down on grass, whatever floats your boat, and then you can get yourself a big, happy family of sniffers. Now, that's not all of the new stuff that the sniffers have in store for us right now. As you can see, they're digging things up. And we got another torchflower seed right there. But the new thing is called a pitcher pod. It's not something that you actually throw a baseball into or that throws baseballs at you. But if we plant it down over here, it kind of looks like a little little bulb, right? And we can bone meal it just like we would anything else, and it grows into this 2-block tall pitcher plant, which I think is just purely for aesthetic purposes at this point. I don't know if they'll give it a function before the full 1.20 is released, but you can break it once it's fully grown, and then you can place it wherever you want. It'll lose that kind of pod base at the bottom, but again, a cool looking prehistoric plant just to have for decoration if you want. You can plant it back on the farmland if you want, or on grass, whatever floats your boat. But that's it. Now you can get sniffers completely in the wild, completely naturally. You don't have to spawn them in via creative, and another cool use for archaeology. So I guess that's about it for the sniffers. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like the video if you did, and subscribe to stay tuned for the next part of the snapshot where I'll go over all the other stuff that was added. So I'll see you then.